Picture a warrior so fierce that even the bravest men trembled at his name, Ragnar Lodbrok. But here's the thing. Was he real or just a story whispered around Viking campfires? They say he fought dragons, ruled the northern seas, and struck fear into the hearts of kings. The tales tell of a farmer's son who dared to challenge a mighty serpent, wearing boiled leather pants. That's where the name Lodbrok or hairy breeches comes from. Pretty creative way to make a name for yourself, right? But here's where history gets interesting. We know someone named Ragnar led raids so devastating that rulers across Europe would literally pay him just to stay away. Imagine being so terrifying that kings would empty their treasuries just to avoid seeing your ships on the horizon. The most fascinating part, his death. Captured by King Ella of Northumbria, Ragnar reportedly laughed as he was thrown into a pit of snakes. His last words? How the little pigs would grunt if they knew how the old boar suffers. Not exactly your typical final words, but more like a prophecy of what was to come. And boy, did that prophecy come true. His sons, Ivar the Boneless, Bjorn Ironside, and others, unleashed what historians call the Great Heathen Army. They carved a path of vengeance across England that would make even the bravest warriors shake in their boots. They called it the Blood Eagle, and trust me, you don't want to know the details. But here's where it gets really interesting. Historians can't agree if Ragnar was one person or a combination of different Viking leaders. Maybe he was several great warriors, their stories merging into one legendary figure over centuries of storytelling. Think about it. How many real people do you know who fought dragons and changed the course of European history? His legacy lives on, though. From the ancient Norse sagas to modern TV shows, Ragnar's story continues to captivate us. Royal families across Scandinavia have claimed descent from him. Even today, people trace their lineage back to this legendary figure. So is Ragnar Lodbrok real? Maybe that's not the right question. Perhaps what matters is how his story, whether truth or legend, shaped history. The raids he inspired, the kingdoms his sons conquered, the tales that still echo through time. These are real enough. In the end, maybe Ragnar Lodbrok is like the Northern Lights, part natural phenomenon, part magic, and completely unforgettable. Whether he was one man or many, a king or a legend, his story reminds us that sometimes the line between history and myth isn't as clear as we think. And sometimes that's exactly what makes a story worth telling.